Hey guys, Leslie here, and we have another beautiful day here in North Georgia, and I am so thankful you are here watching this now. Did you know God has a plan for you? God has a plan for your life, and His plan for your life is good. His plan for your life is bigger and better than you could ever imagine. Bigger and better than I could ever imagine. Ephesians 2:10. For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. The word for workmanship here is peime, and can literally or figuratively mean a product or some type of fabric. We derive the English word poem from this Greek word. We are like a fabric, and God is weaving a new garment out of us to become His garment of praise. So we are a poem. He is writing and adding lines over time as we follow Him and grow in Him. We are literally called a work of art. You are a beautiful, distinct work of art that is wonderfully different from any other creation out there. Our gifts are different. Our talents are different. Our purposes are different. I don't know what His plan is for your life. I do know that for the longest time, like many of us, I chased my own plans, and there was always something off, always something not quite right. I remember thinking to myself, if I could get this job, I would be happy. If I can make a minimum amount of this pay, or if I could do this or own that, it could fulfill this desire in my life. Or if only this person could love me, then life would be easy. Or here's a common one: if only I could win the lottery. I'm sure you have thought some of these exact same things as well. How did that work out for you? I can tell you, anytime I actually got what I thought I wanted, it never quite fulfilled me the way I thought it would. And then I would be on to the next big thing. Oh, if this could happen, finally I would have arrived. It's a vicious cycle we all can so easily fall into. Searching and searching for fulfillment and achievements, things, and people. So how do you break the cycle? Well, there is really only one who can break this cycle, and only one who can fulfill what our souls are desperately yearning for. The great news is that this one is one and the same: God. It is a step of faith, trusting that God is in control of everything. And it is not only easy, but it's so worth it. I would be the first to tell you that life isn't always perfect, even fully trusting a loving God. Honestly, it can't be. The fact is that we live in a fallen world. One of our greatest gifts is one that had led to the greatest struggles: free will. If we weren't given free will from the get-go, Adam and Eve would not have chosen to eat from the forbidden tree. Cain would not have killed his brother. The world would have never gotten so bad that Noah had to build a boat and God flooded the earth. We wouldn't have had Nazis trying to exterminate an entire people group. Murder wouldn't happen today. Hatred wouldn't exist. Pain essentially wouldn't exist. But neither would love, happiness, joy. Our worship wouldn't be as precious and desired if we didn't have a choice to do it. Our jobs would be mundane. Life would have no purpose. if we had absolutely no free will? Joy. Say joy. Joy is a good thing, isn't it? It is so much deeper than happiness. Joy as a noun can be described as delight, bliss. A verb is to experience pleasure or delight. Joy is something that when we follow God, He gives us. Even in the hardest situations, we can always find joy in knowing God is in control. Nehemiah 8:10 tells us to not be grieved, for the joy of the Lord is our strength. So what does that mean? That the joy of the Lord is our strength? It means that when the giving of God's word comes to the hearts that truly desire to obey it, the result would be a true heartfelt joy. That is because God shows us through His word how we are meant to live and how we can find real peace and fulfillment. God's word is not a book of rules to be followed, but a guide to how we can live an enriching, full life. It is an outline to how to find fulfillment in relationships, at work, at home, in leadership, in all aspects of life, even finances. No one is ever saying you have to follow God's word. God gave you that choice. But if you are looking for fulfillment, joy, peace, and to truly be alive and live, it is the answer. God desires good for you and good in your life. When we release that hold on the next big thing, our life begins to change. We can release control and fully trust the Lord. Circumstances will begin to change. I'm not saying it doesn't take work. It does. And it takes dedication and conviction. It takes standing firm in our trust in God. You know, there's an old saying, do your best and God will do the rest. We can't stand around leaning on a shovel praying to God for a hole to appear. It's not that He can't do it, but how is that helping you? Would you eat for a longer period if someone was to hand you a fish or brought you out to teach you how to fish? God loves us way more than that. He wants us to use our free will to grab that shovel and start digging into His word and His ways. So what are you waiting for today? What is that one thing you are waiting for that will make you happy, that will release you from a bondage, that you believe will elevate you to the next level? Whatever it is, I want you to bring it to God today. Because believe me, the greatest blessings in life, the greatest things in life are not things. And this desire of want for the next big thing, well, it is the wall standing between you and truth. Truth sets you free. John 8:36. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. It's not just another beautiful song. What is hurting my heart right now is that some of you don't want a relationship with Jesus because you are in pain. You're facing battles, loss. You're grieving, and you believe that it is God's fault. Hear me well. The Bible makes it very clear that pain, sickness, disease is not from God. Some of you may be beaten down so much by this life, and it's hard. Brokenness is brokenness. But don't let that brokenness define your future. Do not let that brokenness define you. You are so much more than the pain and the weight that you carry. Cast that pain, cast that weight upon the Lord. What does it mean to give it to Him? Well, it depends on what it is. That may mean forgiving someone. It may mean forgiving yourself. It may mean repenting, confessing to God the weight you carry and why. It will mean surrendering control to God, whether you have any control of it or not. The world can be a rough place. People can be hard. Those sound like two very real things none of us can control, so give it to God. The Amplified version of Psalms 55:22 goes like this. Cast your burdens on the Lord, releasing the weight of it, and He will sustain you. He will never allow the constantly righteous to be moved, made to slip, fall, or fail. God wants you to pray to Him. He wants you to talk to Him as if you are talking to yourself. He wants all of you. He desires that kind of a relationship with you. Joshua 1:8-9 tells us the secret to God's blessings and favor. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you may go. Lord, I just pray for your hands to be on every single person watching right now. I pray that you touch their inner being. I pray that you just envelop them in your love, in your presence, in your hope, dear Lord. I pray that you remove their desires for things that are not fulfilling, that will not fill that space inside of them, Lord. I pray that you just enable them, just empower them to cast their cares on you, dear Lord. I pray that you just be with them, that you touch them, that you heal them, that you revive them, dear Lord. You are the great and mighty healer. You are the great and mighty doctor, dear Lord. Give everyone strength. Help them be courageous. Help them walk strong in your confidence. I give them to you today, dear Lord, and I bless you, and I celebrate you. I praise your name, dear Jesus. Amen. Amen. Thank you for joining us today, and I cannot wait to see you next week.